The early 90s console wars were a heated competition, pitting the Sega Genesis against the Super Nintendo. Ultimately, the Super Nintendo outsold the Genesis, but Sega didn't go down without a fight. They were always looking for a way to outshine Nintendo, and one way they did that was with the Power Base Converter. Released in 1989, the Power Base Converter is a Genesis accessory that allows you to play games from Sega's previous console, the Sega Master System. Pretty cool actually, and Sega touted backwards compatibility as one of the advantages to owning a Genesis over a Super Nintendo. That gave Sega some serious brownie points with parents. When the Super Nintendo was announced, some parents were angry that they had to buy a whole new system that couldn't even play any of their previous games.
I'm going to say no, and I'm going to explain to him how people market things to make you spend more money.
With the Power Base Converter, Sega didn't have this problem. For a relatively low cost, players could open up their Genesis to more than 80 Master System games. So let's take a look at this thing. As you can see by this Hills department store sticker, the Power Base Converter retailed for $35. To use the converter, you simply plug it into the top of a Genesis Model 1. The Genesis is essentially a beefed up Master System, but the cartridge slots are different. So the Power Base Converter is literally a converter. There's no additional plugs or wires required, which is nice. It also came with a mounting screw to secure it to the console, although I'm missing that piece. What about the Genesis Model 2 and Model 3? Do those work? The Model 2 does work, but you have to remove this back tab from the converter. If you don't, it blocks access to the AC adapter and AV input. The Model 3 doesn't work at all with it. The Power Base Converter accepts both cartridge and card-based Sega Master System games. However, there are some compatibility issues. According to the manual, these games only work if you use a Master System controller. Not a big deal if you're a collector. Grab a Master System controller and you're good to go, since it uses the same input as a Genesis controller. But back in the day, this might have been a problem. According to the first issue of Sega Visions magazine, Master System controllers weren't even sold in stores when the Power Base Converter came out. You had to buy them directly from Sega. Yikes. As far as I know, there's only one game that doesn't work with this thing, and that's F-16 Fighting Falcon. Apparently, it uses a specific video setting designed for the Sega SG-1000, which the Master System can handle, but the Genesis cannot. On top of the Power Base Converter, you'll notice this pause button. If you aren't familiar, the Master System controllers didn't have a pause button. It was located on the actual system. This replicates the original hardware. There's also a small cutout on the converter so you can still see the power light on the Genesis. The Power Base Converter also came out in Japan and Europe. In fact, Europe got a second model that made it work out of the box with the Genesis Model 2. However, this version couldn't play the card-based games. When it was released in North America, the Power Base Converter didn't sell well. This was most likely due to the fact that the Master System itself didn't sell well. But Sega probably wasn't too concerned with the sales figures. The real reward of the Power Base Converter was that it was a great PR move in the fight against Nintendo. There's not much to the Power Base Converter, but it's a nice accessory. If you're going to pick one up, I'd make sure you have a Genesis Model 1. Overall, it's probably the best version of the Genesis anyway, and it's not worth modifying the converter to work on the Model 2. Due to the low sales numbers, the Power Base Converter is even more expensive today than when it originally came out. You can pick one up loose anywhere between $50 and $70. That's all for this episode of Gaming Historian. Thanks for watching.
Funding for Gaming Historian is provided in part by supporters on Patreon. Thank you.